Hello everyone, welcome to another video for the One Piece trading card game. In the last video, we finished the reviews for the second set, so I've decided that instead of doing cards for thought, we would look at some older leaders and see how their decks have changed and if any new playstyles have come up. We're going to be starting with Zoro here, since Zoro is a pretty basic leader and it seems that a lot of people are currently playing him. Zoro has not really seen too much change since he is a pretty basic leader. He just wants to put characters down and attack. There's not really too much difficulty in playing him, and I think that makes him a good starting leader for a lot of newer players. He's also one of my personal favorites. So let's go to the deck list. Our updated deck list for Zoro is 4 Promo Sunikun, 4 Set 1 Nami, 4 Starter Deck Nami, 3 Set 1 Otama, 3 Starter Deck Chopper, 4 Set 1 Sanji, 2 Set 1 Usopp, 4 Set 1 Nico Robin, 3 Set 1 Frankie, 4 Set 1 Zoro, 4 Set 1 Brook, 4 Starter Deck Luffy, 2 Set 1 Shanks, 3 Radical Beam, and 2 Gum Gum Red Hawk. As you can see, this deck is a lot more aggressive than our last iteration. Now with the addition of the 4th Zoro and the 4th Luffy, as well as the 2 Secret Rare Shanks, we have a lot more rush threats. I decided to play the Secret Rares since originally I thought they would be a little more expensive for their base versions, but since they are pretty cheap, I've decided to put them in the deck since they can get a lot of benefit. I think for the reviews, I'll probably leave them out, but for this series, I'll definitely put them in since these are an updated deck that is probably better into the meta than the review lists. We're also playing less events, only 3 Radical Beam and 2 Red Hawk instead of the 4 and 4. We want to be spending a lot more of our resources playing characters or pumping up our characters. So the Radical Beam and the Red Hawk are really just here to save them. They're not really here to protect ourselves, but we do need them in case it does go bad. Looking at our 1-drops, we now have the addition of Sunikun. Prior, when we did the reviews, we didn't have access to the One Piece red promos, but now that we do, Sunikun is a great addition to the deck. Not only is it Straw Hat Crew, meaning it is searchable, but it's also a pretty strong body that we can pump up with Zoro. We're on both Namis, same as the other Zoro list, because they just make the deck a lot better. Set 1 Nami is a searcher, allowing us to get our key cards, while Starter Deck Nami allows us to use our Don more efficiently. We're only on 3 Otama now, but that's because now we're on the Brook, and the Brook has a lot more board control, so we don't really need the 4 Otama. We can just go down to 3. We're on 3 Chopper, so we can have a searchable blocker. The 4 Sanji and 2 Usopp I think are a pretty good split. If you want to play 4 Usopp, 2 Sanji, you can. I just would have a total 6 of these split however you want. So I favor the Sanji more because if you're playing against a slower deck that might try to board control you, this Sanji is a little better because it lets you take your life to hand, lets you get a little bit more card advantage. Where if you think you're going to be playing against more defensive decks that are just going to try to get card advantage by playing events and bouncing your things, Usopp is pretty good. Mainly like against like blue, Usopp's a little better, and I'd say Sanji's a little better against some purple decks. But in general, I think they're both pretty good, and I think you should be playing some split of them. If you want, I'd say maybe the perfect split would be 3 and 3, but I just prefer the 4 Sanji a little more. The Robin and the Frankie are here to benefit from our Brook and our Tama. Frankie can swing into unrested things if he has a Dawn, and the Robin can KO a character of cost or power, 3k or less, which Brook easily does, since when he attacks, he will shrink 2 things. With that, we have as well our rush threats, as I've already said, who can also swing into those things, but generally they're here to apply pressure to our opponent when they would least expect it. This deck has a very low curve, so we will be able to use all of the Dawn X abilities often, especially since we have the starter deck Nami, who makes that a whole lot easier. Thank you all for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. Next video should be the update for Mono Purple Kaido. I think since the Shanks starter deck releases pretty soon, I'll update it with those cards as well, since they make the deck a whole lot stronger. And that's personally the deck I'll be playing when that Shanks deck comes out. But with that said, I hope you all had a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.